I am in rural Kentucky. I'm about to drive into the small city of Mount Vernon. There's the downtown right there. In case you're wondering, yes, the town was named after our first president's home, George Washington. Mount Vernon in Virginia. This road I'm on was a trail that covered wagons, horse-pulled wagons back in the old Wild West, would come down after crossing the Cumberland Gap, and this town grew up as a trading post. Well, let me show you a map. As I come up to the stop sign, you can see where I'm at here. And here's population history. Peak population 1990, 2654. Last census down to 2453. Greetings from Mount Vernon. I see a guitar in the mural here. That must have some significance. But you can see the horse-pulled carriage there, which reflects the town's history. Mount Vernon is the county seat for Rockcastle County. This is their county courthouse, built in 1955. It is modern architecture. Yeah, it's okay. Rockcastle County was named after, well, a hunting party came here in 1767. They were hunting along the river that goes by here, and they saw a large rock that looked like a castle. And it became a place where people would meet, and thus the town became known, or the county became known, as Rockcastle. Here's a mural that depicts the town in its early days. Look at this old guy. What do you think he's doing? Somebody working on a hide? Pretty nifty, huh? Let's see, here's another look at downtown. Let me give you the ethnic breakdown. 91% white, 3% Hispanic, 1% Pacific Islander. Rest is mixed race or other. And you know what? Let me tell you the median age. It's 48. Some great old buildings here. Love them. And I like the way they have the downtown ringed with some lights. Well, let me give you the median household income. $38,697 a year. Yeah, that's pretty low. Look at the state of Kentucky, $63,726. Anyway, that's $744 a week as a household lives on. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? As you can guess, it is advertising for a bar here in the downtown. They've got a couple of abandoned buildings here. I guess we can take a quick look inside. There's a staircase. Yeah, this is long abandoned, isn't it? All right, I am out in the neighborhoods. Looks real nice, doesn't it? It's definitely spring here right now. Let's check out poverty. 32.7 overall. Yeah, that's pretty high. School-age children, 67. That's really high. 65 and older, it's 22%. Much higher than the state of Kentucky. You can see there at 16.1. But let's take a look at cost of living. It's an 84. So cost of living is 16% lower than the rest of the U.S. So that helps the poverty numbers not be quite so bad. But I mean, you guys are seeing the same house as I am right now. Looks really nice here. Well, I'm up one of the streets that's in the hills. We're in the foothills of Appalachia here. It's a pretty area though, isn't it? You see the whole town there spread out. Here's median home value, $111,400. It's pretty low compared to Kentucky. You can see below there, $205,600 for the state. Well, looks like they got a Dollar General tucked in back there, and a Family Dollar. So they have some choices for groceries. I'm not 100% sure what that is. Maybe someone can explain it. I would guess one of the top employers for the town, though. All right, well, I find myself driving out of the town, so let's head to the next town. I am making my way into Stanford, Kentucky. Thought I'd show you these awesome looking houses as you drive into town. There's the county courthouse. We'll get to it in a second. That looks pretty amazing, doesn't it? Old downtown does. Wow. This is quite beautiful. A bit on the quiet side, especially compared to that last town. And this town's much bigger. Let me show you a map. And population history. Peak population last census 3640. Yeah, so this town is growing. So here's their beautiful county courthouse. Stanford is the county seat for Lincoln County, named after our 16th president. That is Beaux-Arts architecture. It's built in 1909. Of course, Beaux-Arts is architecture developed out of the French school in the late 1800s. This county courthouse has never been in a fire or flooded. It was actually built on the same site as the original county courthouse itself. Well, it was built in 1775. Itself never in a fire or flooding or any type of situation like that. So the historical archives inside that building for the state are among the most complete, not only in the state, but the entire United States, because they simply were never destroyed. In fact, I was reading that there are deeds of land that Daniel Boone himself owned inside that county courthouse. This town was founded in 1775. It is the second oldest town in Kentucky. I want you to get a good look at this main street because it was once a buffalo trail. Yeah, people come hunt buffalo on this trail. Town was built along the trail. Well, it started out as like tents, that kind of thing, and then a saloon went up, and then next thing you know, full-fledged town. There's another look at that incredible county courthouse. Let me give you some numbers as I do that. Median age here is 49. Yeah, definitely older. U.S. median age is 39. 87% of this town is white. 8% black, 1% Hispanic. Remaining is mixed or other. Love the clocks all around it on the cupola there. It's amazing. That is Stanford Christian Church. I didn't look it up at all. That's beautiful. I love it. And then they have another really beautiful old church right here. As I walk to it, let me give you median household income. $49,337 a year. It's $950 a week. Now, this is a Presbyterian church. It says 1788. Yeah, it's a beauty, isn't it? As you drive through the neighborhoods, it's pretty evident that this is not a poor town, despite the modest incomes. And the poverty numbers reflect that. 12% overall. School-age children only 8%, 65 and older, 12%. Those are all really good numbers. More beautiful homes. It's impressive, isn't it? Yeah, what a great neighborhood. All the neighborhoods here so far, just like this, real nice. Cost of living is real low. It's an 87, so 13% lower than the rest of the U.S. Well, that one could use a paint job, but it's a great old house. Good. Yep, more beautiful homes. All right, let me give you the median home value here, $155,000. Well, there's a caboose, and that is an old train depot. I believe it's a restaurant now. There's quite a few people there. All right, well, I haven't given you crime yet. Let's do that right now. Are you ready for this? Last year, 4 incidents per 1,000 people. As you know, USA's 21. Very low crime here. Second town in a row. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. 16 crimes total in this town last year. All right, well, with that, let's head to the next town. I've just arrived in the town of Danville, Kentucky. Wow, huh? This is a beauty. Yeah, an awesome downtown. Most of it is on the National Register, by the way, just so you know. Well, let me show you a map. And then let's take a look at population history. Last census, population 17,234. That was the peak. This town is growing. Danville was the first capital city of Kentucky, and it is the town where the state constitution was written. And this, well, I'm going to show you on the placard. Post office. This original building, built pre-1792, served as the first post office west of the Alleghenies. Yeah. And it is not a replica. This is the original post office built, what did it say, 1792? Let's see if we can get a look inside. All right, is that enough of a look? They've got some pretty cool stuff here. Let's check it out. Jail. In 1785, the District Court of Kentucky ordered the construction of a jail, constructed with 9-inch logs. This is a replica, built in 1942. Yeah, it's too bad they don't have the original. Looks pretty cool, though. Wonder if they did anything with the inside. Well, let's see. All right. Danville is the Boyle County seat. This is the Boyle County Courthouse. This was built in 1862. Wow, huh? That is beautiful. It is mostly classical revival. A little Italianate mixed in there. This is an amazing small city downtown. It is absolutely charming. Shall we use that word? That church over there. Let me tell you that the age here, the median age is 38. 78% of the town is white, 10% of it is black, 6% is Hispanic, the rest is mixed race or other. All of these buildings are on the National Register. No surprise there, I'm sure. Here's the median household income for the town. $52,646 a year. Just over $1,000 a week. Well, I had to get a closer look at this church, which is tucked in the downtown here. Yeah, the sun's shining there. Hopefully you can see okay. Yeah, this is awesome. So what does the placard say? One of the oldest church buildings in Danville, erected in 1830. After the parish founded in 1829, rebuilt on the original walls following a fire, okay, which swept the central part of town in 1860. Okay. I'm gonna guess can't go inside. What do you say? Nope. It's locked. Anyway. Now, this is great. Let me go ahead and give you poverty numbers. 17.5 overall. School-age children, 17%. 65 and older, 7%. Yeah, those are pretty good poverty numbers. Especially with cost of living. It's a 93, so 7% lower than the rest of the U.S. All right, the city calls itself the City of Firsts. First Constitutional Convention in the West, 1792. First law school in the West, 1799. First U.S. post office in the West, 1792. Yeah, I showed you that earlier. First court trial in Kentucky, 1783. First college in the West, 1783. First state school for the deaf in the United States, 1823. First ovariotomy in the world, 1809. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Someone is going to have to help us out with that. First political club in the West, 1786. Somehow I just knew that the houses right out of downtown were going to look amazing. And sure enough, they do. These are something else, aren't they? Look at that. There are numerous streets right out of downtown. It's just a block over. They look just like this. You got to be impressed. That one is for sale. What do you think they want for it? $311. Let me see if I can find the street name. The street is North 4th Street. So that was 311, right? North 4th Street. What do you think they want for that, guys? Somebody look it up for us. In the meantime, let me give you the median home value. $207,600. Yeah, let's do crime. Last year, 12 incidents per 1,000 people. That's 3 times higher than the last 2 towns, but still low crime. Less than half the U.S., or right about half the U.S. The U.S. is 21 per 1,000. So 3rd Kentucky town in a row with very low crime and absolutely beautiful neighborhoods. All right, well, I think that is enough of this town. One of the most beautiful I've been to in all my travels. I am in Harrodsburg, Kentucky. I'm showing you a map right off the bat. And I will reveal the downtown here in just a second. But first, population, 9,064, last census, peak population. All right, here it is. The beautiful downtown of Harrodsburg. Median age here is 38, very close to the median age of the U.S. of 39. Harrodsburg is the Mercer County seat. There's the Mercer County Courthouse, built in 1913. That is neoclassical. Ancient Greece, yeah. Of course, those columns are always the big giveaway. Yeah, let's look at some of these amazing buildings, all on the National Register. Here on the other side, across the street, that is, from the county courthouse. And I'll start giving you numbers. 81% of the town is white, 8% black, 7% Hispanic, remaining mixed race or other. Median household income, $48,381 a year. It's $940 a week. All right. Let's get down here a little bit farther. Oh, well. Check out City Hall first, though. That's pretty awesome. Both of these, they are just amazing. These buildings. You gotta love all the colors of the buildings. Well, here's poverty, 14.5% overall, and cost of living is an 87. Yeah, the sun is behind it, so it's all in the shade. Hopefully you can see this side as well. And let's not forget this incredible post office. Established by George Washington, our first president himself. Well, pretty much no surprise, is it? Like the other towns. Beautiful houses. Alright, so crime here last year, 10 incidents per 1,000 people. So less than half the US of 21. Yep, fourth town in a row here in Kentucky. Very low crime. And how about if I give you a median home value? $154,200. Okay, everyone, so this is the part of the video where I usually say that's it for, in this case, Kentucky. And I did do that, but it looked pretty rough. And, well, I'm going to tell you what happened. You probably read the title. I had to go to the emergency room in Kentucky. We had intended on doing a video of Frankfort, beautiful town. Wanted to show it to you, eat there at a local restaurant, but I couldn't because we lost the day because of my visit to the hospital. It's actually about 10-12 days later. We are in Omaha, Nebraska at the moment. But anyway, this is what happened. We arrived in Frankfort, and I check my blood pressure 3 times a day, because I'm older, got to keep track of it. So I checked it at 9 p.m. that first night in Frankfort, and it was 124/82, heart rate 79. Not bad, okay? Can deal with that. Fell asleep. I woke up at midnight, and I literally felt like the blood was about to explode out of my arteries. So I go in, I check my blood pressure, and it was 198/125, but my heart rate was 79. I'm sorry, my heart rate was 89. So I look it up on the internet, and Google says, this is a hypertensive crisis. Medical emergency, go to the nearest emergency room right now. This level requires immediate medical attention to prevent potential damage to organs, a heart attack or stroke. And then it lists things like chest pains and nausea and headache and shortness of breath. I didn't have any of those things. Of course, I'm freaking out. Who wouldn't? I'm thinking, am I having a heart attack? What the hell is going on? But I hold off for about 5 hours. I check once an hour. Blood pressure went down to about 180 over 110, in that range. Finally, at 5 p.m., it wasn't going any lower. I'm sorry, 5 a.m., 5 hours later. It wasn't going any later. It wasn't going any lower. Let me get that spit out. So we go to the emergency room. And, we go there, and, they run all these tests on me. I do a calcium test. I was 0.08, which means my major arteries are over 99% clear. All this time, by the way, my heart rate was running in the 80s to 90s. I mean, it seems to make sense that your heart rate would be a lot higher, but it wasn't. They did an EKG, they did chest x-rays, they did these tests where my red blood cells, did I have enough? I had plenty, exactly the right amount. Another test that determined that my red blood cells were delivering 100% exactly of my oxygen needs. They could find nothing, no explanation why my blood pressure just went crazy. So they gave me, she gave me a prescription, the doctor. I can't remember the name of it. It's a blood pressure medication. And she says, it's not going to take one now. It's going to bring it down. It's not going to do it very quickly. It'll probably take a couple weeks to get your blood pressure down normal. Anyway, so I took it there. We went back, and of course, there's no video shooting that day. We had planned on it, but no video shooting that day. It just kind of, got my crap together at the hotel room and rested. But by evening, my blood pressure was like 117 over, it was like 77, heart rate 79. That's how fast the blood pressure medicine worked, I guess. And I haven't needed it since. I've been running, in the 110s to, 70s, up into the 120s, maybe as high as 130, 80s, 85. Heart rate's always below 100. No idea. The doctor has no idea what happened. I have a cardiologist. She sent all the records to my cardiologist. Cardiologist doesn't know either. Nobody knows. And normally I don't talk about this kind of stuff on the video, but I'm just curious. A lot of you are older. Has this happened to any of you? And if so, what was it? I want to know. What was the medical event that caused my blood pressure to spike to that incredibly high amount? I can't tell you guys how uncomfortable it was. I'm in no danger of having a heart attack. There is nothing wrong with me that any doctor can tell. But something caused that. So, there's all that. If anybody knows anything, I'd love to read the comment, comment and let me know. Until then, it's a week and a half later, I'm fine. My blood pressure stayed right where it should be. I have only taken that one pill. She gave me a prescription. I got a whole 2-month supply of that Losfarts, or I can't remember the name of it. I haven't used one since. Haven't needed it. So something bizarre happened, caused my blood pressure to go nuts, and it's been exactly where it should be ever since. But now I go to bed at night, I'm scared, I'm fearful that I'm going to wake up and it's going to happen again. So I'm kind of freaking out. I'm still freaking out. So there's all that. Anyway, we are heading up into Indiana next. We will see you in Indiana.